Hi guys, thanks for watching. In this video we'll have a look at some of the flora that can be seen between Lake Dobson and Lake Seal at Mount Field National Park. There is some incredible flora here and I hope you enjoy it. So come along for the ride. Cheers. Here we have Rakia Springelites, or Rakia Springelites, also known as a rigid candle heath, a stiff shrub with many vertical branches, typically half a metre tall but can get taller. The leaves are overlapping, rigid and sharply pointed. It also has small terminal spikes of yellow flowers. Quite a nice Tasmanian endemic and widespread throughout the mountains. Here we have Rakia Scoparia, also known as skoparia, probably needing no introduction at all. It's a much-branched shrub, variable in size, 0.5 to 3 metres tall by 1 to 2 metres wide, usually smaller at high altitudes. The leaves are rigid, green, 3-6 centimetres long and tapering to a sharp point, and also overlapping around the stems. Flowers are a terminal spike, 4 to 12 centimetres long, with colours ranging from white to yellow, pink to red and orange. Petals are fused into what is known as a calyptra, and these are removed by snow skinks and birds to get to the nectar, thus exposing the reproductive parts of the flower for pollination. The wind also helps in this process, removing the calyptra as well. This is a summer flowering shrub, usually from December to February. This Tasmanian endemic is widespread and common on almost every mountain in the state, in lots of different habitats. Quite a beautiful species. Fringing the tarns here we can see the coppery coloured Ferrosphere Hooker, which is releasing its pollen. It's quite a dwarf conifer, only growing to about 0.5 metres but can get taller. Also around these tarns you can see the silvery Astelia Alpena variety Alpena, the pineapple grass. This is Goltheria hispida, the snowberry, erect shrub to 2 metres with beautiful white hanging bell-shaped flowers. It also has leaves and branchlets which can be covered with rigid reddish bristles. This Tasmanian endemic can be found in Alpine Heath and Alpine sedgeland at the lower altitudes of the alpine zones. Here we have Epicris serpilifolia, also known as the Alpine Heath, a much branched spreading shrub to about 1 metre high with crowded leaves and crowded flowers at the end of the branches. Quite showy when it's in flower. This Tasmanian endemic is widespread in many habitats throughout the mountains of Tasmania. Here we have Microcacris tetragona, also known as the strawberry pine. It's a spreading prostrate podocarp with leaves overlapping and oppressed, causing branches to appear square in shape. It has separate male and female plants. The female cones are terminal, solitary, and turn scarlet and succulent-like when ripe, giving rise to its common name, the strawberry pine. This endemic dominates coniferous heath in the central and western mountains. It also has a fossil history dating back at least 66 million years and is considered part of the Gondwanan flora, which included Antarctica. Pollen has been found in several places including South America, India, South Africa and Antarctica. This paleoendemic is now only found in the mountains of Tasmania. Here's another incredible podocarp, Ferrosphere Hookeriana, also known as Mount Mawson pine. It's already been mentioned, but it's a beautiful shrub. Can get up to 3 metres by 4 metres in size, but mostly reduced in size in exposed locations. The leaves are small, dense and oppressed and spiralling. Male and female cones on separate plants. It is plentiful at the Mount Field National Park, but can also be seen at the Walls of Jerusalem National Park and the Southwest National Park. Another beautiful podocarp species. Here we are crossing another dolerite and boulder field, and eventually we'll head into the snow gum woodland. Alpena variety Alpena, also known as the pineapple grass, forms extensive mats, a perennial with leaves 6 to 40 centimetres long and 3 centimetres wide, very silvery in appearance. The flowers are usually hidden by the leaves, and then there are red berries which are present after flowering. This plant is common on just about every mountain throughout Tasmania. This is Montetega delbarta, also known as the silver matheath. It's a small prostrate plant with whitish flowers. The leaves are only 3 to 4 mm length, so as you can see it is quite tiny in all parts. This beautiful Tasmanian endemic can be found in the alpine areas. This is Rubus galeanus, also known as the mountain raspberry. It forms rosettes flat to the ground with leaves dark green, quite shiny, and they are usually in 3 strongly serrated segments. It has cream flowers on short stalks emerging from the centre of the rosettes, and when they are ripe, the fruit is red, fleshy and sweet. This Tasmanian endemic is widespread and common in all alpine vegetation types. Here we have Tilopia trancata, also known as Tilopia or the Tasmanian waratah. It's a dense upright shrub, much loved and admired, and rightly so. It has lance-shaped leaves 5 to 12 centimetres in length, terminal flowers, hemispherical, red in colour and occasionally but very rarely yellow, which contain between 10 and 35 individual flowers. Mostly a shrub to 3 metres or a tree to 10, it can be found in central, southern and western areas on moist acidic soils in wet sclerophyll forest or subalpine scrub between 600 and 1200 metres. This Tasmanian endemic is another paleoendemic which probably predates the splitting of Gondwana over 60 million years ago. Another beautiful species. Of note here in this heath community is the Rakia Scoparia, which has been encrusted by snow from the previous night's snowfall. Baura rubioides is a wiry, scrambling shrub in many forms, ranging from prostrate up to 2 metres tall or more. It can form extensive thickets at lower altitudes. Higher up it is usually smaller. This one was more or less prostrate. It has opposite leaves with 3 leaflets, giving the appearance of a whorl of 6 leaves. The flowers in the leaf axils are either white or pink, slightly bell-shaped and hanging down. It is widespread across Tasmania in many different habitats, but absent from the highest alpine areas. Common species in this heath community include Orokia revoluta, Orokia acicularis, Ozothamnus rodwayii, Pimelia sericea, Podocarpus lawrencei, Diselma archerii, Microcacris tetragona, the strawberry pine, Ferrosphere Hookeriana, Olearia lentifolia, and Bellandina montana, and of course also Rakia Scoparia. Estelle Alpena variety Alpena was in abundance as well, with a lot of other smaller alpine growing species. Also present was Athrotaxis cuprassoides, covered in ice on its left-hand side here, as you can see, from the previous night's snowstorm. On the snow gum walk there is an amazing array of textures, sizes, colours in the snow gums. I'm not sure if they're either Eucalyptus coccifera or Eucalyptus subcrenulata, but either way both gums are very impressive and provide a very interesting tapestry of colours and shapes. It can even be a combination of the two that's providing this wonderful landscape. It was quite magical through here as I moved through the twisted, gnarly trunks of snow gums. What a sight to see. that's about all I've got for this video, so I'd really appreciate if you left a like, a comment, or you even subscribed. I'd be very grateful for that. As always, have a great day. Cheers.